Hey, what's going on, guys? Greg Jenkins here from MonkeyPod Marketing, and in this video, I'm going to break down the campaign that I used to launch a virtual course. In my case, it was actually relaunching a course. I had rebuilt and re-recorded the content and was relaunching it at a new price point. But the concept, the strategies, and the tactics that I use in this campaign could be used for any course launch or maybe any product launch. So if that is applicable to your business, then stick around and I'll show you how it was done. Okay, so this campaign, it largely has three parts. And I did this on the same campaign canvas, but technically this probably could be three different campaigns. So the top section here is really just to notify existing customers of mine, people who have purchased this course in the past, people who have access to this course, just to announce, hey, it's been updated. There's new content there. And then if they click to go check out the new content that they already have access to, it follows up with them after a brief delay to make sure that it doesn't happen right away, to give them time to actually consume some of the new content. And it encourages them during the promotion to tell other people about it, to talk about the content as they're going through it, and to give me feedback on the new material if they find it valuable or have like a quote or a testimonial that they want to offer that I could then use in the subsequent promotions here. So that's the top line there. It's really just an internal notification. It starts with a tag that draws in people who already have that access, tells them about the course content, and then follows up with those who actually click through to check out the new content. Part two of this campaign is an announcement to my affiliates, to the MonkeyPod referral partners. So it's basically just telling those individuals, I'm relaunching this course. There's an opportunity here where customers can get the new content at the old pricing. It's a good window to promote it. And obviously for those folks, an opportunity to earn commission. So in those emails, I'm just giving them the information they need. I'm giving them their affiliate links and making it as easy as possible for them to promote to people for whom this course might be a good fit. And then there's some follow-up emails, but I do give an opportunity for the partners to opt out of that follow-up if they just have no interest in promoting. If they're swamped at the moment or this isn't a fit based on the other stuff they've got going on, they can click a link and pull themselves out of this promotion, out of this campaign, without unsubscribing altogether. Okay, so those top two parts of the campaign here are sort of standalone. They're not actually mission critical to the rest of this campaign, but I wanted to call them out because they were part of my launch process. The bottom section, part three here, is really where I promoted to people who I actually thought would be a good fit for this, people who were potential buyers. So these are leads that were already in my database. I had two different entry points there, one for OG members and one for non-OG members. And the reason I did that was because I did offer early access to the OG membership community. Whenever I launch a product, I like to give access to those individuals first, not just to prioritize and show some love to my members, but also it gives me an opportunity to get some people into the content, to iron out any wrinkles, to kick the tires a little bit, and to let me know about anything I might have missed. So those two segments were added at the same time, but you can see the OG members got an immediate email, whereas the other group, the non-members, were added to a breathe sequence, which just has a delay timer. And then those two paths converge and everybody gets the same set of announcements telling them, hey, the new content is here, it's rolled out, we haven't rolled out the new pricing, and you can take advantage of this new content at the old pricing now, between now and Friday, or whenever the deadline was. These emails sort of count down to the actual expiration of the old pricing, and when the new pricing rolls out, gives them opportunities to either purchase or to sign up for the free trial, or to unsubscribe. If they're not interested, they can opt themselves out of this campaign without unsubscribing completely. So those are sort of the outcomes there. They can either buy, start the free trial, or say, yeah, no thanks, not for me. The sequence is pretty straightforward, just some different emails paced at different times to let people know. As the expiration deadline approaches, I also introduced some different bonuses, tried to give people different reasons why they might benefit from this, and of course the added urgency of, hey, sign up now before the new pricing rolls out. The one element I want to call out here is that I did treat people differently based on whether or not they had engaged. So you can see a link tracking goal there. If people clicked through to see the sales page or to see the free trial page, I wanted to make sure that I followed up with them to proactively answer questions they might have that weren't answered on that page, or clarifications about various aspects of the course, what is or isn't included, right? And I didn't necessarily need that same level of high touch and follow-up for people who didn't click on anything, right? So I have two different pathways there so that I'm respecting their level of engagement and following up with them either a little bit or a little bit more. So that's sort of the nature of this course, or of this launch rather. Okay, so let's talk a little about the customer journey. When I think about journeys in general, I describe it as milestones you want your leads and contacts to achieve, and then the pathways in between those milestones, right? If you can picture, new contacts in my database, and then the first milestone would be I wanted them to click a link. And then the second milestone would be I wanted them to take the free trial. And the final milestone would be I wanted them to buy this course, right? So if you can picture those milestones laid out sort of along a timeline, it creates these natural gaps in between them. And that is the pathway, or it's the opportunity for us to design a pathway that leads them along that journey. So the benefit of this is that if you know where they are in their journey, you can keep your messaging specific based on not only what they have done, but what you want them to do next. So there's follow-up here specifically for people who have not clicked. And then there's follow-up here specifically for people who have clicked, but haven't taken the free trial. And then in a different campaign where the free trial experience was built out, there's follow-up for people who have taken the free trial but have not yet bought. And during this promotion, I added time-sensitive touch points, additional emails and follow-ups for the free trialers to let them know, hey, hope you're enjoying this free trial, but the new pricing rolls out tomorrow at midnight, so if you're going to upgrade, do it now. And then of course, when anybody upgrades to the full paid course, it pulls them out of this promotion, it pulls them out of the free trial, and it starts the fulfillment campaign that delivers their access credentials and follows up with them throughout the duration of the course. So that is largely the customer journey. I do want to call out the role that PlusThis played in creating this, because I used, as it turns out, 4 PlusThis features, maybe 5 PlusThis features in making this all possible. So the first feature was at any opt-in, right? Anytime somebody was signing up for the free trial, I just used the Modern Forms feature from PlusThis to take the native Keap Max Classic web form code and make it look good, to enhance the way it is designed, as well as to ensure that it is responsive for all devices. So the Modern Forms web form feature is a super simple PlusThis tool that adds a level of professionalism to all of your opt-ins, right? The second feature, which was unique to this launch, was that I used the PlusThis countdown timers. I know countdown timers can feel like a bit of a marketing gimmick, but they work, especially when there's a time-sensitive offer. They're a great way to provide a visual representation of that clock running down, which naturally compels people to take action before they miss out on that deal, whatever the promotion may have been. So I used the countdown timers throughout the actual promotional emails, and then also in the touch points in the free trial as the deadline was approaching. PlusThis feature number 3 that I used here was SmartLinks. So when somebody bought the IS Starter Kit course, I wanted to show them an upsell opportunity, which is actually PlusThis feature number 4 that I used. But I only wanted to show the upsell, which is my OG membership, to people who are not already members. So what I did was when somebody buys the course, I used the PlusThis SmartLinks feature to route them to one of 2 pages. One page for non-members who saw an opportunity to join the membership, and then a different page for people who were already OG members. So I wasn't presenting them with an offer that didn't make sense because they had already taken advantage of it in the past. And for those folks, I just added a message that said, hey, since you're already a member, remember to use our private Facebook community to ask all of your questions as you work through the course content. So that SmartLinks feature allowed me to create unique experiences for people based on what I know about them. And the upsell feature allowed me to maximize that conversion experience to include or make the offer for people to include the membership in their purchase, driving up their average purchase price, extending customer lifetime value for me, and putting a valuable, relevant offer in front of them at a time when they're already making a purchase decision. The one-click upsell feature worked pretty well for me. In my scenario here, about 40% of non-members did decide to take the upsell and add themselves as OG members at the time they were checking out here. The fifth PlusThis feature that I sort of casually mentioned was that I used the PlusThis custom audiences tool to add contacts who were actively in the free trial to a custom audience so that I could make sure that they saw promotions for this course as the deadline approached. So as I boosted posts and ran Facebook ads, I knew that there were individuals who were already considering this course, and they may be getting emails from me, but why not also have targeted ads show up to help them make that decision and to remind them that the deadline is approaching. The PlusThis custom audiences feature makes it really easy for you to add people to custom audiences when they take an action in your CRM, but it also makes it easy to remove people from custom audiences so that once somebody purchases, they're no longer seeing the ads telling them to buy the thing that they just bought. So overall, this launch strategy was fairly straightforward. Some internal promotions, some ads to cold traffic, reminders trying to drive them towards that first milestone, which was clicking or viewing the sales page, and then reminders trying to get them to take the free trial. For those who took the free trial, reminders and follow-up encouraging them to take the course, and then of course the fulfillment experience begun once somebody purchased that course. So I thought breaking this down might help you guys with not only understanding like the mechanics of a launch like this, but where you could use PlusThis tools and features to enrich the experience you're providing for your customers and for your prospects. So hope that was valuable. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.